Forecast first, sponsored by George Sink Injury Lawyers.
The time now is 6:30, and thanks for staying with News 13. Your Thursday was off to a little bit of a wet start, but those showers have either dissipated or moved into North Carolina. But still, if you are getting up and starting to commute, you'll notice that the roadways are wet, but the rain has halted across Horry County. But not to worry, it will be back during the afternoon. So saw the showers scoot up the coast. They're into North Carolina. It's still raining to our west, but not technically in the PD just yet. The showers are coming down in Camden. But right now, again, conditions are somewhat improving, so at least not an absolute downpour when you are trying to commute right now. But the roads are still damp. As we look at the temperatures, it's cooler along the coast because it rained along the coast, but inland is 3 to 7 degrees warmer. There's no 60s. The lowest temperature is 70 in Laurinburg and Marion. Our winds are south and southeast and less than 10 miles per hour. As we look at Myrtle Beach, you are going to have some spotty coverage for rain, but especially in the afternoon. Temperatures will be a high of 86. It's not quite as rainy in the PD. You'll get some minor action, but the showers are going to be popping up across Horry County a little more later today. Florence will have a high temperature of 88 degrees.
Thanks, Hannah. And now let's take a look at some of the top local stories this morning. Myrtle Beach police have identified a person found dead in the city earlier this month thanks to the public's help. News 13 telling you Tuesday night that body was found on the 8th near Highway 501 between Canal and Cedar Streets. That man's family has been notified, but his name has not been released to the public.
To Florence County, where a man is accused of stealing $80,000 worth of equipment from Duke Energy. Charles McGee Jr. is charged with grand larceny and burglary. The sheriff's office says McGee stole several items like copper wire, a boat, and batteries over the past 2 weeks. At last check, McGee is in jail awaiting a bond hearing. Increasing concerns about flock cameras has Florence city leaders looking to limit their use and expand transparency with the public. The city has a portal so the public can see how the flock cameras are being used, but with limited access to viewing personal tags. The city's new plan limits police access to only higher-ranking officers who have unique access codes. They also have to give a reason for logging in and a case number associated with why the data is being used. City management says the city is also looking for the community's help.
City of Florence is seeking applications for individuals to apply to be a part of our technology committee in the police department. That committee will consist of laypersons in the city of Florence who either live or work in the city of Florence and have an interest in what we're doing relative to technology in the police department.
The city will accept applications for that committee through September 4th, and you can find a link to apply in this story at WBTW.com. In North Carolina, Asheville City Council voted to pull the plug on its flock cameras. Council voted 5-2 Tuesday night, ordering the cameras be taken down. City leaders also want to cut all access to the data that's collected. One resident who spoke at the meeting says she opposes flock and automated license plate readers because of how powerful AI has gotten.
Over a decade ago, I moved here because I wanted to join an inclusive community that fosters creativity and upholds live and let live values. Sadly, the wonderful, funky vibe that attracts millions of tourists here is eroding.
Asheville officials say a full review is now underway. We're told a policy will be shaped for future use oversight and privacy protections around surveillance technology.
And News 13 is your local election headquarters. A local political science professor is weighing in on South Carolina's Republican U.S. Senate race now that voters have chosen their nominee. Interim Senator Darlene Graham, the sister of late Senator Lindsey Graham, defeated Congressman Ralph Norman in Tuesday's runoff. Norman carried the western upstate, including parts of the area in which he currently represents in Congress, but Graham won the majority of the rest of South Carolina. That includes Horry County, where almost 74% of voters chose her. Dr. David White with Francis Mary University says Graham's biggest boost is accredited to President Trump, who came out to Myrtle Beach to stump for her last week.
I don't think she would have won without him coming down here. I don't think it was the endorsement. I think it's him coming down here that did it for her. I think he came out and said, you know, pretend I'm on the ballot, right? That he was requesting them vote for her as if you're voting for me.
Graham will now face Democratic nominee Dr. Annie Andrews in November as she looks to keep that Senate seat in Republican hands.
News 13 on-time traffic, sponsored by Joy Law Firm. Just call Joy.
The time now is 6:35 and traffic flows do look pretty good for the coastline. There's not any rain currently falling across Horry County. Zooming in for a live look near 707, so the sunrise is about 7 minutes away, but it is a little cloudy, so you're not going to be able to see much of that. But 17 is waking up a little more. The northbound side currently looks busier. The drive time is 8 minutes from Mr. Joe White to 82nd Parkway. Also hasn't been raining much across the PD, so the roadways should be drier. This is a live look near exit 170 in Florence. Nice colors from the sunrise here, but cloudier for the Grand Strand. The drive time is 10 minutes from TV Road to 76.
All right, Hannah, thank you so much. Well, the company that owns Facebook and Instagram says it's agreed to settle a lawsuit with 48 states and Washington, D.C., and Meta will pay billions.
That settlement cuts short a trial over teen addiction to social media. And News Nation Washington correspondent Vinay Simla joins us to explain that settlement. Vinay?
Hey, Jeff and Cameron, good morning to both of you. Advocates say that this settlement does not go far enough. But if it goes through, they say it would be the biggest steps Meta has taken to make its apps safer for children. What would this settlement do? Well, it would add age verification, it would add time limits, and independent auditing.
Meta has agreed to make significant changes that will reduce the risk of harm that Instagram and Facebook pose to teen users.
A historic settlement agreement will change the way teens interact with Facebook and Instagram. The parent company Meta has agreed to pay $18 billion to 48 states to settle a lawsuit brought by a bipartisan group of attorneys general.
The company was misleading parents about how safe it was.
A judge still needs to approve the agreement, but Meta has agreed to verify age, set a daily time limit of 2 hours, add a nighttime block, and block the apps during the school day. And Meta says it'll get rid of like counts and beauty filters. In a statement, the company says ensuring teens have a safe and productive experience on our platforms is an absolute imperative for Meta.
Every child deserves an internet where safety comes before profit.
The $18 billion payout will be broken up into $13 billion paid to the states. Meta says the states will get the rest, about $5 billion, if YouTube and TikTok also implement time limits and age verification.
The main purpose of this settlement is not money. It is to protect kids and empower parents.
So 48 states are part of this agreement. It would have to go through a court. The judge would have to approve it before it goes into place. But if it does, it would end that trial that started in California last week. Now, 2 states are not part of it. New Mexico, which already won at trial against Meta, and then Florida, where the Attorney General says this settlement amounts to peanuts for these tech companies, and he will take Meta to trial.
All right, Vinay, thank you so much. Well, on the national scene, President Trump's trade war with Canada continues to ramp up, with both countries now hitting each other with tariffs as high as 50%. Canada has now announced new retaliatory tariffs on around 700 American products. Starting September 8th, Canada will double tariffs on steel and aluminum to 50%, while also targeting other products from food to appliances and farm equipment. Democrats say Canada has been one of America's closest allies, and the tariffs are now pushing Canada closer to Europe and Asia.
The president has been very clear, starting with Liberation Day, where he said we are no longer going to be the subject of other countries' tariff regimes. Seen a lot of people doubt his decisions, and then I've seen them always work out in the trade realm especially.
The president has also threatened to rename Lake Ontario to Lake America. Canada's prime minister says he has no interest in new trade talks until the United States changes its position. Overseas, devastation gripping parts of Asia as flash flooding ripped through the border area between Nepal and China. We do want to warn you, some of the video that you're about to see is disturbing. Now, this video is from a border crossing showing a wall of water sweeping through a valley and wiping out an entry point to Nepal. At least 160 people are dead and over 1,000 others are missing, including tourists, workers, and others. People who survived say there was little time to run for cover. Experts believe a cause was an avalanche caused by the collapse of a Himalayan glacier due to warming in the region.
That is some breathtaking video. Well, Tennessee leaders are working to pay tribute to late country legend Dolly Parton through proposed legislation. In 2021, she stopped an effort to put up a statue at the state capitol, despite bipartisan support for the honor. And now lawmakers are talking about reviving that measure during their next session.
Last night, we already began to have those discussions. Again, how do you honor someone that is so worthy and beyond anything of a statue, a bust, anything that we could do? She's so beyond that.
And several Tennessee lawmakers are also backing a bill that would rename Nashville International Airport, giving it Dolly Parton's name.
Another loss in the entertainment world as actor and singer Tim Curry died Tuesday. Best known for his role in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Curry starred in a number of other iconic films, including Clue, Home Alone 2, and the 1990 miniseries It. He also earned 3 Tony nominations and lent his voice to a number of animated films and TV shows. A cause for death was not released, but Curry did suffer a stroke in 2012 that put him in a wheelchair. Curry was 80. Stick with us. We'll have more coming up after the break.